especially during these dark times. So welcome, Amber. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. So tell me about the space and how you came to be a part of the Ring here in Clearwater.
So this is a wellness workspace, and everything within the space is sustainable, and they practice wellness initiatives, and it fits our brand for Amber Salon Sustainability and our Organic for Life distribution. So in January, we wrote a goal to be a part of the Ring Workspace so that we can surround ourselves with entrepreneurs who are like-minded and branded in the same way that we are, and also just to work in a healthy environment that's good for our health and our life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And tell us, so Amber, you've been, come in a little closer.
Yeah,
come close. So you were a salon owner and a stylist for many, many years, but you owned an organic salon and spa, correct?
Yep.
And then that transitioned into Amber Salon Sustainability. So tell us about the difference between what you did then versus what you're doing now, and how you came to sort of like meld the two together. Because now you're doing a lot of business coaching, a lot of business consulting, as well as distribution of organic hair products like Natulique.
Yep. So I own multiple salons, and everything has had an organic and natural focus, like 14 years-ish, something around there. And I had babies. I mean, that's the driving force. So I have 2 children, a little girl who's 5, and my son is 3.
Francesca and Frankie, and they're the cutest.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so I wanted to stop being directly behind the chair and having to dedicate that time. So being able to work with distribution and help salon owners, it's kind of just also a natural evolution. So how do we grow in our careers or see yourself evolving? That enables me to be with my children more and help to support salon owners become natural and organic and create wellness in their environment. So rather than me trying to own 100 salons or trying to grow it myself, it's so much nicer to just find like-minded people and help grow with them. So we're all creating a global mission, and we're really, our biggest mission is to fight climate change in 10 years through salons. So that was really just like, how do I shout it from the rooftops and help make that happen for my babies, because they're the driving force for every minute of my life.
And what if so Natulique is like one of your main brands I know that you work with. Tell me about how you came to be in partnership with Natulique, and what their mission is. Where are they located? What do they have? Like, I see a bunch of hair products and stuff here.
Sure.
I'm assuming they do hair color, hair products.
Yep.
Like, tell me what they do in their mission. And I know they're not based out of the United States.
Right.
So tell us about that.
Natulique Certified Organic Beauty is from Denmark. So Denmark is globally the most sustainable country in the world. I mean, literally every person who works at headquarters rides their bike to work. I mean, it's very natural to be a sustainable company or to be sustainable within your home.
Okay.
So the story goes really that I wanted their dry shampoo. Like, I had played with their color years back. It was amazing. It was not being distributed in the United States at the moment. So that there was a delay for me to get to the hair color part of it, but I wanted to retail their dry shampoo because there's not a quality natural dry shampoo in the marketplace.
Right.
So me seeking out their dry shampoo connected me with a gentleman in Australia who then talked to me about working with expanding the brand within the United States. So I met the team and did that. It just has grown organically and slowly over time, but it's really a phenomenal relationship. The owners of the company, their integrity and what they do is just amazing. The whole team is amazing. I can't say enough about how proud I am to work with them and how proud I am to partner with their brand. They have multiple certifications in quality ingredients, sustainability, giving to the world, planting trees, rebuilding forests.
Tell us about the planting tree, because she mentioned this to me a little bit earlier, and I was like, what? So they're planting, tell us about the tree project.
Yes, so they have a One Tree certification. So basically when retail product is purchased, they make a donation to purchase trees. So they take their profits to rebuild forestry. So the trees are considered the lungs of our earth, and to help our earth breathe appropriately and well, we need to rebuild forestry. So I did have the opportunity to see 500 of the trees that Natulique purchased.
Wow.
And
where was that at?
So they're in Florida on the coastline, like south of Miami,
to
help prevent erosion in Florida. And I'm a Floridian, total Florida beach girl.
Yes.
So that was a very heart-centered project for me to be able to see and like it be true and tangible and not a myth that this
right over in Denmark that you like. We can't see it with our own eyes.
Yep. So it made it very real, and it was amazing to know that I was a part of that. It's about being part of something bigger. You know, like I'm just this little, salon owner from Largo, but I'm a part of something much bigger and on a mission, to make it happen. But right now, all of our One Tree donations are going to rebuild forestry in Australia, since they had the fires. Yep. So it's awesome to be able to have a global focus, literally to help the world, because Natulique's in over 50 countries. They are, such a family organization that, I can pick up the phone and call the CEO and talk to them about anything.
And how many, so Natulique is obviously newer to the United States, correct? In the past few years?
Yep.
So how many states and salons and stuff is Natulique? Because a lot of, I have a lot of beauty people on my social media, so this may really interest some of you guys. How many different salons and spas across the United States would you say that Natulique is in? A lot of people, I get asked about organic hair color all the time, and people just can't find a good one.
Right.
And I know from knowing you personally that you would never work with anything unless it was top notch, amazing. Sure. So if salon owners, if this resonates with a salon owner who is thinking about going more green and doing their little part in the universe, they can contact you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hard for me to put a number on all the salons in the U.S. that because I don't service the entire U.S.
Right.
But it is growing. It is a naturally growing business decision. So meaning people seek it out. People are seeking out the brand. In 1 week, I can't even tell you the amount of phone calls that we get from an end consumer or a client wanting to find a salon, and then we're trying to find a salon for them.
Right.
So the marketplace is not saturated. There is huge opportunity there, and it will open the doors to clientele. And I've worked with a lot of organic brands. There's not a lot in the market. About 5, 6 maybe professional ones with hair color, and it's by far the best in my professional opinion, because of the simple fact that our gray coverage is 100%. So your retention is boom, it's boosted. So we're not having to manipulate the color to get the effects.
Absolutely, double your
do whatever, add a little
extra, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm a licensed cosmetologist, even though I have not done hair in a long time, so I know a little bit about all this. So if you are interested in learning more about an organic green hair color, you can reach out to me or reach out to Amber, and I'll certainly put you in contact with whoever you need to get in contact with, whether it be Amber, and she can definitely direct you. So let's talk about Amber Salon sustainability. So I actually have heard this story already this morning, but I want Amber to share it with you guys. So obviously Amber's name is Amber, but there's also a spiritual stone by the name of Amber, and she's incorporating both into the Amber Salon sustainability project. So tell us the story about how the name and all that came to pass.
So if you it's kind of, think of Jurassic Park, so how the mosquito was stuck in the amber stone, and then they were able to recreate the dinosaurs. So if the earth were protected in a coating of amber, is where Amber Salon sustainability comes from, then the earth would be protected. And if you look up the spiritual definition of amber, it's not just the protection, it actually brings peace and healing and all of these different positive emotional, like think of babies wearing amber necklaces, and you know how it helps to prevent the pain from teething. So it prevents pain, it heals. There's a lot of greatness to amber. It just happens, my name is Amber, but actually the brand is about the stone or the element protecting the earth and creating sustainability.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what has been your hardest journey as a business owner, as an entrepreneur? What would you like, you know, for your children to look back and like see that you've done in your little corner of the universe? Like, what have you learned along the way? What would you say to young entrepreneurs starting out, or even middle-aged or older entrepreneurs starting out? You've been in this game a long time. Like, what would you say to someone starting out? What's the hardest thing? What's been the greatest thing? What would you do again? What would you not do again?
Okay, so there's a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, and you have to stay steady and strong with your goals, because I've wanted to quit many, many times, and you can't ever really quit. Like, to me, that's not an option, especially as you're growing, you know, or you consider you have a team of people, you can never leave a team. So I would never do that, and that holds me accountable to make sure that I'm meeting goals, is that I want to make sure that, you know, my team has the success that they want in their life too. But I mean, along the way, things that have happened that I have had to steer through, I mean, when I opened, I lost everything. I mean, it's
the first salon? The first salon?
Yeah, but like the relationship, the home, the car, like, I mean, I slept in my salon. I took a taxi cab to wash towels. I remember buying the first washing machine to put in the salon. Like, people didn't know, but I would like leave and pretend, and then come in the back, and I had a little room with a little fold-out couch where I would sleep. Like, I did everything and anything it took to just make sure the business stayed functioning, and that was tough and humbling. You know, so you can throw a lot at me, a lot of stones, and I'm not going to break now. Like, I'm very hardened and strong.
14 years then. Yeah. That's how long it's been, right? 14, that's a long time. Yeah. So
it's, you know, whatever, you know, I'm going to grow in COVID. I'm going to grow in whatever's going on in the earth. I'm going to just make sure that I'm steadfast to my goals, and that I, you know, take opportunity and
run with it.
Yeah.
I also think, and this is like my whole like idea for this entire, we were talking earlier, and I said I really think that at this point, what all of this darkness in the world, everything is like being brought up and out so that we can transmute. And you know, conscious creators and business owners and entrepreneurs and like-minded people are all going to come together during this time and be in co-ops like the Ring, where we're at now. And we're going to all start creating together so that we can create a better space for our children in the future, and so that they, you know, won't remember a lot of these things, or they'll remember, gosh, that was that time that I got to spend all that time with my mom and my dad, or like whatever it may be. So I think that this time is really, you know, about transmuting the darkness, and I think so many of us are struggling right now, but also so many of us are starting to walk on our soul's path. Truly. And like, we've been teeter-tottering for like years, like I kind of want to do it, but like I don't know, well, something like COVID happening, like it just sort of like it takes away everything, and you're like, you know what, this could all end tomorrow, so why don't I actually like
do what
really
you want.
Put forth into the world what I want to do. So I think it's so awesome to like be here with you and the girls. We've got a couple of girls in the background here hanging out with us, and just create together and just see where that leads, and like talk to one another about our triumphs and our tribulations. So what would you say is one of the most poignant moments in the last 14 years where you went from one shift to the next and you're like, wow, like how did I just go from sleeping on the couch, in the back of my salon to now I have, I don't know, you had 10 employees or more at the salon that I visited. I mean,
at some point I had like 35 employees when I had 3 salons, so it was, what was your question? Sorry.
What is the most, like, where's the most poignant shift that you can think in the last 14 years that you've had?
I mean, having my child. I mean, without a doubt, that's the biggest. I mean, it doesn't matter.
The first one, and then the second one is like a little easier, but still crazy.
Insane. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then as a mother, trying to like work and keep it together.
Yes. I cried in my office every day for almost a year after I had my daughter. I went to work 2 weeks after I had her, and like nursed her while people's color was processing and whatever, but like you go through things so that you can be strong and then handle more, whatever's coming next in life or whatever is part of your journey to greatness, like you have to accept and work through. So I did, but it was very challenging. It's the hardest job ever is to be a mom, but it's rewarding beyond words.
Yeah, because you're shaping the future.
Yeah.
You're not controlling, you're not manipulating, you're just guiding and shaping, the future of humanity.
Yeah.
It's insane. I cried. So Amber and I met,
our babies are almost the same.
Yes, our babies are almost the same age. So Amber and I met a couple of years ago. I think I don't even think Elijah was 1 yet, but I still wasn't working. I was doing a lot of social media influencer things. So I came in with Amber and we did some social media stuff, and then we just became great friends. But the first job that I took, where I actually had to leave, I left and went out to LA. I booked a television job and had to go out to LA for like 8 days. And I cried every night I was there, but I busted my ass while I was there. And I did like the best. And then I came home and I'm like, oh, how did I do that? How did I even survive? Like you wonder like how you even get through. But when you're a mom, and especially when you're a boss babe mom, you're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what, I gotta build this future for my babies, and I have to like do better than my parents did, even though our parents, did great. But like you always want to do better. So
and how cool that Elijah gets to see you do that.
Yeah,
right?
To go back and do something like book a television show at like 38 years old, and like I'm in the ring with like 22. It was like whoa, and I kept up.
Yeah,
so I kept up.
And you kicked your butt.
So it's just been what I endure now would have broke me pre-motherhood.
Correct. Yeah.
But you just do it because you're like, screw this, I gotta get through it. I got a kid at home, like I gotta get through it, and I'm just gonna endure and then rise above.
That's it.
What's been your greatest rewards in working in this business and working with so many other people and getting to get out and meet a lot of people? You've done quite a bit of traveling over the past year or so. What's been the greatest reward from all of that? Yeah,
the greatest reward is connecting with these super amazing salon owners that I really love and are my best of friends. I have Jamie Lynn in New York. I have Jamie in Indiana. I have Crystal in North Carolina. I have Sarah in Inverness. Or there's people everywhere. There's Donatella in Georgia, and there's these people are like sisters that I feel like would have my back no matter what, and I want to have their back no matter what. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? There's so many of them. So I mean, that's what I love.
I think so. In my entire life, I have always, the next step has always been led to the next step by friendships, relationships, sisterhoods. I worked for someone last year who would say, like, you can't have friends in the business and you can't. I'm like, oh, I'm appalled. Because my entire life has been like, I'm like, oh, this is appalling. Like, everything. And I feel that you are so much the same way. Like, when you're a conscious creator and when you love humans, I mean, are you occasionally going to get, like, you're gonna run across one that may like not do the best, but like 99% of people are like amazing. So I think that's one of the reasons why I look up to you so much, because you believe that relationships are what matters, and that's what I truly believe. And I worked for a Boss Babe, you know, last year, and Boss Babe in so many ways, but like so like disconnected, and I'm like, I don't want to be disconnected. I want to be connected to my sisters, and I want to build relationships, and I want to help my sisters rise up, and then we all rise up together. And I think that that's the way that you've built your business.
Oh, totally.
And I love to connect with people like you on that level, and I think that's why we always I think I had to pump at her salon like, when we first met. Like we were doing a photo shoot, doing hair, and then I like went to the back and pumped. You know, like, you're just a really like welcoming. Oh, she's given me so much stuff over the years too. I'm like, stop giving me stuff. like so giving, but that is a reason why like your cup is always your cup is always so full, because when you give, the universe always takes care of you. Would you change anything if given the chance?
I would change being so hard on myself, because rebuilding your personal self-esteem that's a challenging, hard thing to do. So I would give myself grace more than I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one. I think especially when you're super driven.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Progress versus perfection. A very good friend has taught me that over the last year and a half. Yeah.
How do you think is a good way to incorporate that for those of us that is very difficult for me? Like, I'm 150% in, and it's going to be perfect, and I'm trying to. What are ways that you've been trying to like incorporate that and be
celebrate the little steps, and like give yourself some education on that? You know, connect with business people or training, or positive speaking engagements where you learn about business and growth and personal growth, because along that way you learn how to better shape your path or for what you can, and then you celebrate your journey, celebrate every little step along the way. Like, if you don't celebrate the small things, then you're always seeking the big, because you need to have that reward, like to fill the cup. And you've got to fill the cup as you go, and then like just put whipped cream on top. Does that make sense? Yeah. So,
what are your long-term goals? What do you want to build Amber Salon sustainability in? Where would you like to see it 5 years, 10 years?
I would like to see, so we have weekly goals, monthly goals, annual goals as a team. But within a year, 2021, I have a phenomenal team right now, and I would like to see us be...
How many are on your team right now?
5.
Okay.
I would like us to be a resource for salon, specifically green salons, to be able to come to for any outlet of help, social media, clientele, retailing, whatever they need help with. I'd like to see us be a resource, and I would like to see us really grow on the East Coast of the U.S., and help to reach multiple salons. I mean, hundreds more.
What about branching out to things other than salons? Have you thought about that, or are you just going to stay in the salon? I feel like you have so much more to offer than just, I mean, girls. Like, I have a group of girls. I think that you have so much more. I mean, to me, I think that you could branch out to other things, but I understand beauty is the thing. Beauty is my thing too, but like I don't know. I could see it expanding into something more than that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like Amber sustainability. Eventually.
Eventually, I don't know if you turning some wheels there.
Yeah. Sometimes I get these little intuitive hits, and I'm like, I better say it while it's there. Like, I'm like, I'm just gonna say it. We'll look back 5 years ago, or 5 years from now, and be like, do you remember when we were doing Connected? And like, you said that, and now look.
Yeah.
I have, I do intuitive readings, and I have clients that tell me that. I'll be like, did I say that? Like, I don't even remember, because I just have to get it out, like, when it's downloading.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I believe in sustainability.
You have a real gift for helping people, too.
Oh, thank you.
So that, you know, could really be expanded into, you know, something much more than just salons, even though I get it. Beauty is my thing, too. That's my comfort zone. Love beauty, love being involved in it, but I definitely could see you going into other things, too. What about speaking? I know that you are in other businesses where they force you to get in front and like speak to people. Yeah. Like, do you enjoy that?
Yeah, so I do. I have an online business that, e-commerce, it's great to have multiple income streams. I believe in that.
Absolutely.
And it's helped me to create more leverage in my life so that I don't have to grind it out. Mm-hmm. And I believe in that as well. Mm-hmm. And when I'm referencing being a part of business training or learning elsewhere, it's also taught me, that and given me those resources. Progress, not perfection. All of that is personal development that I've learned through multiple seminars and growth, by attending business training for the e-commerce business. And I have had success there. So I have had speaking engagements. And I'll tell you, like, one-on-one, I'm awesome. And I've had to grow a lot to be able to speak in front of a room.
Yes.
But now I'm kind of at a point in my life that I'm like, screw it, whatever,
Yeah, it is
and
what it is.
I'm going to get up there. If my hair's not perfect, my outfit's not perfect, it's okay because it's what I have to say out of my mouth. And I've learned that I do have a gift of gab or a gift of explanation and talk. So that's what the focus should be and not everything else. You have babies and your body changes and things change, but it's not all just image. So I'm very grateful for the opportunities that business has given me because I have grown amazingly well, and I would not have grown if I did not have that business.
Yeah, well, because I know that's forced you out of your comfort zone in many ways, like especially with the speaking in front of large groups and all of that. Because Amber is more of a introvert extrovert.
Totally.
Yeah, introvert extrovert.
Totally.
So
I'm good at home during quarantine.
I know.
Like I would
Me
like
too.
to see them here.
I'm introvert extrovert too.
Yeah.
So I like to get out like my little 3 or 4 days a week, but I'm really good with a lot of quiet time. Yeah. I think I actually really think that's a reason why we're having all of the a lot of the darkness in Hollywood and entertainment, all that sort of coming out right now, because I think there are some of us that are good with a lot of quiet time, but there are others of us in the human experience that are not okay with and then you're sort of forced to face your demons, and then those demons sort of exercise themselves and come out. So I'm good with staying inside too. But I love people, so I like to get out and do things like this, something like creating. What kind of people manager are you? Because you have had a lot of employees and that type of thing. How do you manage people? What advice would you give to other, because I'm looking at the girls now, you have kept a lot of your girls around for a very long time. That is not something that a lot of people managers can say. What is different about you? How do you keep people around?
It's tough. I'm definitely more sensitive than probably anybody who's worked for me realizes, and I take so much so personally, and you can't take it personally. But I've, even managing people, that's probably your biggest growth opportunity as an entrepreneur.
100%.
And, set your standards. And never just set your standards. It's you don't have to alter that for a person if they're not right for this particular whatever business. Then they can move on to something else. But I really had to have a coach tell me that, like, Amber, never, like, just set your standards and never sway from that, because that's who you are, or that's what you are creating in your space or within your brand. So you can flex to accommodate different personalities, learn as much as you can about a person, learn how to work with them, because, you know, it is challenging to do, but let people be expressive, let people contribute and be a part of it, but have a standard of where you want to set
the bar.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Do you find yourself working with the different personalities on how they are, like, and guiding them to success based upon their personality?
Yep. So I spent a lot of time doing that, and I've learned a lot about different personality types through my business trainings and whatnot. And as I grew in business, then I would figure out a personality type. We'd sit down in January, we'd goal set, and you would try to help, you know, push and coach and help a person grow within themselves. I think everyone needs to see growth so that 100%. They feel great. And I mean, just learning about it and trying to help shape the person as much as they're willing to or want to. Because you also can't push a rock uphill if it's not willing to roll. So there's challenges within that too. And I mean, there's plenty of people who've worked with me who don't like me, you know, but they're ones that do love me, and no matter what, I mean, many people have maybe left and then come back into my life, or left and we've reconnected in some ways of peace, because I believe in forgiveness. I believe
100%.
in human nature. People do not wake up to do bad. People wake up always wanting to do good, and myself included. Like, you know, nobody knows that I cried every day in my office, or that I fought postpartum depression for 2.5 years. Oof. You know what I mean? But so maybe I didn't do great by everybody that crossed my path during that time, but if you practice forgiveness, you will receive forgiveness from people, and that's it. Like, it's not worth harboring bad energy.
Yeah, I agree. I have not covered postpartum with anyone yet. I suffered severely with postpartum for, I mean, probably 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I just spit. Like 2.5 years. Like, it was rough.
Yeah.
How did you finally get past that? I feel like a lot of it is just hormones, and it just takes time to level out.
So how did I got pregnant again?
Oh.
Because when I got pregnant again, I
felt good.
And I went, oh my gosh, I have been literally suffering for 2.5 years because I didn't think that that's what it was, but it totally was.
Yeah, me too. It's like a weird space of like, I just feel like shit because I'm a mom.
Yeah.
But no, not everyone feels like that.
I think everyone does, but so many people don't recognize it.
Or they have more help and assistance than like you or myself. I don't think that you had a ton of help and assistance either. I just needed support and help, specifically a woman's help. But you know, with families living apart and no one being close, like so many of us fight that loneliness. How did you get past it? You just think time? Because there's probably going to be like a lot of moms that are going to really resonate with this. When I talk to somebody who doesn't, I'm like, really? Like, wow, like lucky. Because I had some dark, we'll edit that out, no big deal. This will go on the blooper reel. We had one yesterday, the dogs were like, like just came in the middle, and I was like, oh, hello.
There you go.
It's fine. We'll have a great blooper reel. Did you have a lot of help and assistance, or were you mostly on your own?
So with my daughter, my mom actually had broke both her legs during that time of my daughter being born, and she's my biggest local resource for help. So that time was hard. with my son, it was easier, and I recognized from being through it before. So it's like, you know, the second one, you recognize.
Easier, yeah.
So support was in place more. I was open to other people coming around my child for childcare, which the first baby, you're like, oh, you know.
Yeah, that's how I am now. I'm like, no, stay away.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So I had more help with him, and I recognized it and told my doctor before he was even born, like, I refuse to go through what I went through before. Whatever we got to do. And she's great because she knows I prefer natural things. And so she's like, all right, let's start with some oils. Let's get a garden going. You know, now I have a huge garden. Like, so I found my therapeutic things that helped. And Frankie just turned 3. So I think that it's about 3 years, especially if you nursed.
I 100% agree with you, because every day I feel, and mine, Elijah will be 3 in September. Every day I feel a little bit more like myself.
Yep.
And then I recognize how deeply that person was gone.
Yep. So I'm in a really great place and a really great space right now, and my head is very clear. I take a lot of great supplements too. So
yes,
but
yes, me too.
Fair enough, right?
Yes.
But it does help you to have a clear head and to be able to recognize what you don't want or what you didn't want and where you're going, and things roll off easier. And so I think that it just takes that time and just put effort into good therapeutic activity and health and purpose.
Yeah. That's, I feel like for me, when I'm purpose driven, then all that other stuff falls to the wayside. Totally. So if I focus on, I'm like, oh really? There's Kristen. Like when she's been gone for, I mean, you probably noticed a big difference in me from now to the last time you saw me. Like, because I was just so deeply still in the midst of the. But you've always to me been like just a total boss babe, amazing, like supersonic woman. So I also, you know what I mean? It was a struggle. It's a struggle. Like it's hard, you know. Especially when you're old. Like you and I were both older when we had our babies.
A bit.
Yeah, like it's harder, especially like when you're older. So parts of me thinks it's a little easier when you're younger having children because you don't know quite so much who you are. So then that doesn't get so
I don't
taken.
Think your hormones bounce back a little faster.
Yeah, agreed. Like it's the hormones. It's the like I had been having my coffee the same way for 20 years. By the time, you know, I had Elijah, and just the fact that I can't even have coffee in the mornings anymore for a year and a half. It was just chaotic when you're nursing and everything.
Totally.
You're up every 3 hours and it's like a shit show. So like a true shit show.
I haven't slept in 6 years, I feel like.
Girl, this child was up last night at 4 a.m. and I'm like, really? Up from 4 to 7 a.m., like just tossing and a turning and going, mama, and I'm like, wow, this still happens. I'm like, this is crazy. Of course, he was still sleeping at 9 when I left, but you just keep going and you suck it up and you put on your big girl panties and you do it to it. What do you want people to know about you or Amber Salon Sustainability before we wrap it up here? What is like your final thoughts, final words? Like, what do you want to leave people with today?
Just know that it's a resource for any questions or any help. You know, I just want it to be a resource, like an open place that people feel comfortable coming. It's a totally judgment-free zone. I've been there, done that, and you know, failed at it more times than you have probably. You know what I mean? So just
lots of failures on the path of entrepreneurship. Lots of failures.
Yes. But not just me, like I'm not the only resource through there, but I mean, I'll connect you with somebody within the world, literally. Our next podcast is a phenomenal gal from Australia. Her story is incredible, what she's been through and done, you know. So tune into the podcast, listen, learn, connect with other people, and then I'll connect you with someone on the team that will help you. Just that's it. Reach out. We're available. And
like, so Amber Salon Sustainability is sort of the same path I'm on. It's about connection and co-creation and everybody working together towards the common goal, whatever that goal is to you. Like your goal is probably a little different than my goal, but it's still about connectedness and co-creation.
Yep.
So where can we find you?
So So you can go to ambersalonsustainability.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can email.
And I'll link all this for you guys too.
Yep, you can email us at amber@ambersalonsustainability.com. There's lots of Facebook, Instagram.
Are you guys on Instagram?
Yep.
So we'll have everybody
TikTok.
send me the list. Yeah, we'll
Right.
get the list. Oh, TikTok.
We're on TikTok.
Oh,
Allie's
shoot.
making some
I
incredible
can't figure out how to
videos.
use TikTok yet. So
She's awesome.
So I'll link below where you can find Amber and her salon sustainability project. Also, how you can get in touch with her about Natulique should you be a salon owner that is interested in bringing in green, organic products that are doing good in the world. Anything else?
That's it.
You have a famous quote or anything you like to leave people with? A good joke?
Think about one head at a time. One head at a time. Just change one person, and that would make a difference. If every salon in the world just did one client with Natulique, it would change the world.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. This is Connected with Krissy Vaine, and this is Amber Lopez. I'll link you to everything. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for having me.